Let's get some more reaction to what we heard from the President of the United States. Amy Holmes is joining us right now. She's a conservative commentator, anchor on The Blaze. Also joining us, David Sirota, syndicated columnist. Amy, the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, he's going to be speaking, we're told, within the next half hour, reacting to the President. What do you think he should say?
What he should say is what he's been saying, which is that he wants to sit down with the president and negotiate a way out of this government shutdown and debt ceiling limit that's coming up on October 17th. But, you know, I think it's important to point out that the president actually holds a more extreme view on the debt ceiling than the American public. A poll out today finds that 6 in 10 voters, they want to see spending cuts attached to the debt ceiling hike. They don't want to see it coming after. They want these things put together. It's the same 6 in 10 that was found going into the government shutdown.
David, what do you think?
Well, look, I think that we have to look at the broad strokes here about what's actually happening. There's been a lot of talk about who's going to win, who's going to lose, and I think what's been lost in this is that the Republicans have actually, and conservatives have actually won a lot of this. Remember, we're talking right now about spending levels. Essentially, it's sequestration levels. That's what we're arguing about. We all remember a couple of months ago when having a sequester at all was considered really, really controversial. Additionally, what's on autopilot in the government shutdown, what is actually not shut down, are parts of the military-industrial complex, parts of the national security state that are Republican priorities. So in the broad view, the Republican Party and the conservative movement has won until the president actually draws a line in the sand and Democrats draw a line in the sand and say, no more, you've won enough.
Because, Amy, as you know, a lot of Democrats say they've made a major concession by accepting the Republican number, basically, in this continuing resolution, which is, what, 70 or 80 or 90 billion dollars less than the Democrats wanted. So they say they've already conceded.
Well, they say that, but then they also say they refuse to negotiate, which we heard over and over by President Obama. And in terms of continuing resolutions, that's been going on for the past 5 years. We still don't have a working budget. But in terms of moving forward, I think there's a lot that could be put on the table. We have the Keystone Oil Pipeline, for example, that could be discussed with Democrats. Were they willing to come to the table? But look, at this point, it looks like the voters are blaming everybody. The blame is going all around. Your own poll at CNN found that while 63% of folks blame Republicans, another 57% blame Democrats. Yep. That seems to me that should be motivation for both parties to come to the table.
David, very quickly, a lot of blame going around for everyone.
Absolutely. There is a lot of blame going around, and I think that this is a teachable moment where I think the president in his press conference today and Democrats are going to need to start articulating the idea that the debate has moved way far to the right, too far to the right, and that we need to be having a discussion about actually funding the government, not just at sequestration levels, but at a lot stronger levels in a very, very tough economy.
David Sirota, Amy Holmes, guys, thanks very much.